subject according needs of our students, needs of our coordinators. So I hope that you will enjoy the session. Dr. Deepa Puri is associated with many organizations, many organizations. And during a visit at Panchkula, I have seen her meticulous planning and wonderful execution of all the projects that she's holding in that particular school. She is a diligent and professionally
enrichment program.
And she is in this field since 20 years. So needless to say about her passion. I have seen her passion, her energy, her enthusiasm, her love for the profession. There are so many adjectives that can be said about her. And when you will listen to her, you will be very happy. And you say that, sir, whatever adjective you are using are less. So, welcome Dr. Deepa Puri, CEO of Simple Health Plus in this show. And because she is doing a wonderful job, definitely she is getting a lot of awards, rewards, praise, and many things. And she is at present, she is a consultant, the medical officer, I have already told you. And she used to deliver number of sessions for life skills, adolescence education, or the general problems related to the medical professions. So, welcome Dr. Deepa Puri for this show. And tell us, our coordinator, something about the safety and security and some tips that they should do and what they should not do. So let us welcome Dr. Deepa Puri. The stage is all set for you, Dr. Deepa Puri, please.
Very warm namaste, all of you. It is a privilege to be a part of this presentation once again. Thank you, Anil sir, for this proud privilege. So let me introduce myself. I am a medical officer at Bhavan Vidyalaya Panchkula, otherwise from the last 20 years, otherwise associated with one company who is providing the school health programs.
Excuse me, ma'am. Let me do the honor.
Oh, yes, please, please.
Yeah, sure. So it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Deepa Puri, an enterprising and diligent professional who has made significant contributions to school health programs over the past 20 years. Dr. Puri is renowned for her exceptional skills in organizing health camps and events and her ability to forge valuable associations with hospitals. She has shown a strong interest in various health projects since she started her career. As the CEO of Simply Health Plus, a comprehensive school health program and an integral part of Bhavan Vidyalaya Panchkula, Dr. Puri has been highly instrumental in elevating the health standards at Bhavan Panchkula. Her proven track record in facilitating support services, along with her active involvement with various hospitals and institutions, showcases her dedication and expertise. Dr. Puri is a trusted consultant, liaison, and medical officer whose efforts have significantly impacted the well-being of countless students and staff members. A dedicated professional with extensive experience in this field, she'll be addressing the topics safety and security issues and challenges, including adolescent education. So welcome, ma'am. A warm welcome from our side.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm welcome. I'm honored. So I run the school health program. If any of these schools requires the school health program from my side or from our side, can please contact us. It is basically the in-house medical facilities, the first aid, the emergencies, the educational program, and keeping record, organizing camps for all the children. So it is the educational health program as well as per the norms given by CBSE. I am a certified CBSE master trainer for school health program. So coming to the topic, keeping our children safe, a very big responsibility we have in our schools on our plate. So how safe a child is when he or she is in school? Let me ask any of you, like, how do you think the child is safe? In which ways the child is safe when he or she is coming to the school? Anyone?
Maybe because it is a monitored campus which has fixed area for moving about. The channel, the commuting is under observance or by an administrated, kind of a security, which is handled by the school authorities. Also, the pick and drop facility by the parent, or is also being seen that it is in a safer way. So I guess these are ways where we find our children to be safe.
You're right, ma'am. So when we talk about the safety on the child at school, we talk about the health environment, we talk about the surroundings, we talk about the stranger safety, we talk about the health issues, we talk about the injury safety. I mean, in terms of injury and in terms of the overall safety, which when we talk about the good and the bad touch. So when we talk about the safe environment or the safety of the child, all these points come under the come under our observation. So all schools these days have the first aid programs or the nurses or the first aid, I'm sure. So emergencies are taken care and sports injuries are there, and time to time we do provide the first aid facilities, the ice packs, and of course assisting to the doctor if there's some, god forgive, the fracture or the sprain and xyz things. So other thing which I can recommend all of you as a medical professional is that please keep a list of the children who require special attention at your school pasted in the school clinic or the medical rooms. The child who is having asthma, allergies, who is allergic to any particular drug, or who is G6PD, who is diabetic, or he's having any of the other problems. So please paste a list of the child along with the phone number of the parent, so that without wasting time, you can call the parent and you can rush to the doctor. I'm sure you all must be having the tie-up with the nearby hospital, so that in case of emergency, you can rush there. So one request from my side to all of you to run a very smooth show. Any of the child who is having any of the major problems, so accordingly the line of treatment can be given without wasting the time. Now comes the stranger safety. I'll be taking the points one by one. Most parents worry about how to protect their children, when they are coming to school. Some of the potential threats in growing children may be the accidents on the road. So the child is commuting by bus, by rickshaw, by auto, getting lost on the way home, getting injured while playing at school playground, peer pressure, bullying, addiction on the social media, alcohol, sexual abuse, XYZ points. So in these points, I will be talking about the stranger safety also. I request all of you to teach your children the stranger safety, that who is the safe person for a child and who all are the strangers. You can give one activity to children that draw a safe circle. In the safe circle, child can have a mother, a father, a grandparent, a teacher, or maybe a sibling, brother or a sister. So teach children that other than this circle, the all other people whom he or she doesn't know is a stranger, and the stranger safety should be taught. We need to teach child the stranger safety, that if there's any stranger who is saying, come in my rickshaw, come in my bus, I will take you home, I know your mom, I know your papa, so child should firmly say no to these children, to these people. So stranger safety, one point which we need to address our children. amongst our children. The other thing is sexual abuse. POXO is giving so many rules and regulations these days, and the everyone is really, teaching children how to be safe. Basically, ma'am, the first thing we need to teach children is about the good and the bad touch. The good and the bad touch. Now, who will teach child that what is good and what is bad? We all, at the very grassroots level. In the initial beginning classes, like in LKG, you all can have a doll bath activity with the help of, this is what I practice in Bhavan Vidyalaya. When they enter the school in the nursery or the LKG classes, we do an activity with them. We teach them the every body part with doll bath activity. With the tub, we help the doll to take bath and soap and clean their parts. Then we tell them the body parts. Then successively we come to the private body parts, and we give them the concept what a word private means. We tell them what is private, which is undercover, which is not to be shared, which is personal. And we give them the examples like, when you buy a new pencil box, will you like to share it? No, because it belongs to you. You like it. It's your personal thing. So similarly, about our body, this is our body, our responsibility, our personal things, our personal parts, which are not to be shared. So with these examples, we teach children at the very grassroots level. So there are many warning signs in children and adolescents when the child get abuses. If we notice a combination of the worrying signs, then we need to advise children. We need to tell children how to take help. If a child is having sleeping problems, there's a red flag. We can catch the child. If the child is eating too much, if the child is not eating at all, if the child goes into his own shell, he has the withdrawal symptoms, we can notice the child. Sudden unexplained personality changes, mood swings, when the child seems scared, in his own comfort zone and insecure, not talking to anyone, red flags. It can be anything which is going inside the child. Regressing to the younger behavior, bedwetting. So sleep as well as food, the habits, the behaviors, they change. So if you find any of the children doing these things, you can definitely catch a child. There's a red flag. Very openly, I would like to underline that please catch the child and ask about it. The other thing is unaccountable fear of particular place or a particular person. If you say, let's go to uncle's house, the child is, saying, no, main us uncle ke ghar nahi jaunga. So again, a red flag. We need to ask why the child is uncomfortable. Outburst of an anger, when he, listens everything and he's immediately bursting with the anger. He's aggressive. Eating habits, I told you. And he knows the adult words or the bad names or the new body part names. So if the child is saying the new body part names, there's a red flag. He is in the company of any XYZ person who is teaching these things to that child. Talk to a new older friend. Self-harm, physical signs like unexplained soreness around the genital organs, around the mouth, or around any of the body organs. So running away, not wanting to be alone with a particular child or a young person, or always wanting to be alone. So these are the signs with which we can catch a child and we can ask the child. Any of these signs, dear all, doesn't mean that a child is or was being sexually abused, but the presence of several suggestions, that you should ask a child, and you can question you, and you can find if something is happening. What you don't know can hurt me. This is a child's voice. Be sure before. More than 70% of child, in our country, you'll be surprised to know that below 18 years, 42% of children are abused. Yes, 42% of children in India below 18 years are abused. So our country is battling, and the biggest evil in child abuse, I must say. So what we can do is, we can definitely eradicate the cause, yes, but the other thing is we can teach our child about self protection. Learn them how to protect themselves, right? So one more activity which we did was, we need to teach our child the very important topic, that is good and the bad touch. Now, what is good and the bad? We need to teach our children that what is good, which we like, what is bad, which we do not like. Now, who will tell a child that this is good and this is bad? The child, he or she, himself or herself. See, we need to give examples that if somebody is patting the cheek, if somebody is patting the back, if somebody is handshaking, somebody is, touching in a very good manner. So it is a good touch. When you feel comfortable, when a child is happy, child is feeling good, this is a good touch. If somebody even gives a slap, a kick, will the child like? No. Why? Because it is a bad touch. It hurts. So let the child know that this kind of a touch, which is giving me the uncomfortable feeling, is a bad touch. So every time we won't be present with a child that this is a good touch, but this is a bad touch. No, he himself will decide that this is a good, this is bad. So any touch which is making our child uncomfortable is a bad touch, whether it is a slap, a kick, or going inside the body or touching at the private parts or doing any other thing which is not recommended. So child should know what is good and what is bad with illustrations like handshaking, giving the high five, touching feet, saying namaste, a warm side hug. You can teach children that these all touches are the good touches. So yes, if somebody says that sit in my lap and hug me tightly and kissing a child, so always say no. From the very grassroots level, teach our child that this is a bad touch and it should not be practiced. And even not with the family members, we can tell children that when we are kissing somebody, this is a source of infection. You never know that person has brushed their teeth or not. So many infections in the mouth. Even how do we fall sick? We bite our nails, our nails are full of infections, and mouth se hamari sari infections पेट में जाती हैं and we fall sick. So with all these illustrations, we can teach our children about good and the bad touch. The other thing which I always emphasize is that please, hammer the stuff in children, that this is my body. It belongs to me. I am the proud owner of my body, and nobody is allowed to touch it. Right? When we give the doll bath activity, we teach children that with whom you can take bath and with whom you cannot. From the very beginning, teach them if they have to change clothes, let them go to the other room, let them have the practice of using the washroom, drawing the curtains and changing the clothes. Why in front of everyone? From the very beginning, we need to teach our children that they need to respect our body. This is my body. I am the proud owner of my body, and I will not share my body with anyone. No trespassing. I have my underpant rules. No trespassing. This is my body, my rules. So I recommend all of you teachers to kindly practice all these things and hammer this stuff in your children, that my body, my rules. No trespassing. This is my body. And there should always be a safety zone, a safety circle in which the child is safe. Right? So I told you that let's give them a homework, that let them draw the safe circle. They can draw, they can paste pictures. In this way, we are teaching them with whom they are 100% safe. And tell them if somebody is crossing the line, crossing the boundaries. What are the boundaries? We will tell them. If somebody is crossing the boundaries, they have to say a big no, a firm no. They have the right to say no when they are uncomfortable. If somebody is trying to unbutton them or put them in a position where they are not comfortable, or underskirt or anyone, well, XYZ things, so they have the right to say no. They have the right to shout, yell, go to a safe person and tell. Right? So another thing is, you all can pen down if you have pen and paper with you. My body, my rules. No trespassing. This is my body. I am the proud owner of my body. I will not share my body with anyone. I will be in my safe zone, safe circle, right? Let them take pledge, do this activity after doll bath, let them take pledge, that I take the pledge to protect this body, to respect this body. And that is in terms of safety, security, plus in terms of taking care in terms of food, by eating right, by doing good to the body. So let them take this pledge. So you all yourself can, make the wordings that I take the pledge to take the responsibility to keep my body safe, to protect myself, to keep it healthy, because in this body we have to live for years. जब तक हम इस धरती पे हैं, हम इसी बॉडी में रहेंगे, इसलिए ये बॉडी हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. So all these things you all can. The other thing, in the last session also, I requested the teachers to let them know from the very beginning about the body parts. With the calendar, you all are science teachers, I'm sure you all have the calendars which have pictures of the body parts. So why we are doing the head, the neck, the chest, the legs, the feet gone? Why? Why these words? Why these words? Shame. The child has the right to know about the body parts from the very beginning. Tell them this is mouth, this is our chest area, this is a soft area. Why? Because it has heart and lungs inside. If our heart stops beating, we will die. Our lungs are very soft, they are balloon like structures. Heart is the shape of a fist, or size of a fist. It's a very soft organ, very personal, very private organ. That is why God has given us this cover and we protect our body. That is why chest is the very organ which we really need to protect. It is a very personal thing. Tell them about the body parts, tell them about nipples, tell them about the belly button, tell them about the genital organs, not the susu or shame or ho. Please let them know about the body parts from the very beginning. Kidney kahan hai, liver kahan hai, genital organs kahan pe hai, thigh kahan pe hai, unko bataiye, shuru se bataiye, aur jitna age appropriate hai utna us organ ka role bataiye. Right? So POXO also we need to talk about. POXO is protection of child against sexual offense. This act says that this was formed in 2012. It provides a list of sexual offenses, against the child and the punishments. I can definitely share the presentation if you want to know that what all acts are under POSCO and what is not to be done with the child. Like if somebody, if a male member is trying to hold a girl's cheek, it is not allowed. Yes, it is not allowed. It is against the act. If any of the member is trying to go inside the shirt or skirt of a child, it is not allowed. So there's a list of do's and don'ts which I can share in the form of a presentation with you, which is under the POXO Act. So who comes under this act is all children who are below 18, right? So features of POXO are child friendly. Police protection, emergency medical treatment, the victimization. So you need to ask the permission for the child that whether you can talk about it or not, and all these things. Like if so God forgive, the child is in abuse case, so the person who is taking the interview of the child or who is asking the child should not be in the uniform. So this is again one of the rules. So there are certain rules which the guidelines which POXO has shared. I can share that presentation and you all must know about it. One more very important thing coming to my mind is when I was talking, let's take a pledge, know the body parts, know the roles of the body, my body, my rules, safe zone, safe circle. Another thing, my body, no trespassing, my underpant rules, very important. Teach the child, let's talk, break the silence, let's talk, let the child be in the comfort zone and let him or her talk everything, any burning question in his mind. He has the right to talk, he has the right to ask. So let's talk, let's break the silence, let's pour our hearts out. सो ये एक्टिविटी आप सब अगर करते रहेंगे तो बहुत सारे केसेस निकल के बाहर आएंगे, आप ग्रास रूट लेवल पे उन केसेस को पकड़ पाएंगे. सो अदरवाइज ऑल्सो फॉर द मेंटल हेल्थ ऑफ अ चाइल्ड यू शुड इनकलकेट दिस एक्टिविटी अमंग्स चिल्ड्रन. अदरवाइज इन रूटीन, लेट्स टॉक. You can have one period, let's talk. Why always we are stopping children to talk? No talking, no talking. Let's talk. Let's have this activity. What all is going inside a child's mind, unless he takes it out, unless he questions, how will he learn? So this activity, please underline it, that we need to talk about it. We need to teach child how to talk, how to pour the heart out, and how to break the silence. Coming to the next part of the presentation is signs that an adult may be using their relationship with a child for sexual things. Refuse to allow a child sufficient privacy. Instead, insist on physical affection like kissing, hugging, or coming very close to the child, and overly interested in sexual development. Insist on time alone with the child. You all can catch these things. Even you'll be surprised that the family members are at times doing, the tumhare dur ke relatives or friend circle, is anyone in the society, the maids, anyone. So you can suspect everyone and you can suspect no one. So it is with the sixth sense you need to find out. But who will find out first? The child himself, a girl or a boy. One more point. When we are, teaching children about the body parts, one teacher asked me that, ma'am, how can we teach children that what body parts and like how to name them, so in a very dignified way, how we can teach them. So I have already shared one point with you, that coming from head, neck, then we can tell them that these are very soft organs, very private organs. So there's one movie called Komal. I'm sure you all must have seen it on internet. So show that movie to the child. Usme pura ka pura elaboration hai ki a girl Komal was a victim. The papa's friend abused her, and she was, scared to tell her mama that, mama, I have kept a secret from you. So let's talk means we are not keeping any secret, rather we are telling the secret. So you can shape this activity in any ways you want. So उनको ये कोमल वाली मूवी जरूर दिखाइए, उससे उनको पता चलेगा. And when we are teaching the body parts, very dignified, in a very dignified way, in a very assertive and polite way, sophisticated way, we can tell them that these body organs are these soft body organs which we need to protect. You all have heart? Yes, ma'am. You all have lungs? You all have stomach? Yes. You all have a urinary bladder? Yes, we do have. You pass urine? Yes. You excrete? Yes, we did. So naming the body parts, that this is a chest part, the nipples, the stomach, the genital organs. Yes, tell them the genital organs. Name the organs, that these are the genital organs. And male or female are different, boy and girl are different. That is how they have the different body organs. Tell them from the very beginning. And red alert areas, teach them when we are when you are teaching them good and the bad touch, teach them the red areas. On internet, I think few of the pictures are available, and if required, even I can share. So we have 4 zones that are the red zones, doing the activity like जब आप ये बच्चों से प्लेज दिलवा रहे हैं, आप उस टाइम पे उनको बता सकते हैं the red areas where nobody is allowed to touch. And 1 red circle, 1 2 red circle, genital organs, 3 red circle, the anal region, back, 4. So repeatedly tell them 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. What are these? The red alert areas. Red alert areas means which are infection prone areas. 1, they're very soft. If somebody is touching our mouth, we are prone to infections. We have our heart and lungs here. We have our genital organs here. They are very soft. That is why we wear the underpants. That is why we wear the undergarments. Why do we wear the undergarments? Because we need to protect our organs in a better way. We need to give them one more layer. That is why. So teach them in a very dignified and sophisticated way. I'm sure they will learn. They are smart children. So this is how you all can teach children. So the other signs, anyone? Okay, so these are the signs with which you can pick up, if somebody is babysitting a particular child for a longer period of time, or buying child the expensive gifts and always willing to pick and drop the child, or picking a particular child. So these all are the red flags I have listed. What can we do? I have already shared that we can always teach our child. What we can do to fight the child sex abuses, we can teach our children in a very good way, in a better way, so that their mind is working and they themselves know what is good and bad for them. They can catch. You are not always there to tell them what is good and what is bad. They themselves can identify, analyze that this is good and this is bad. Practice them, hammer that stuff in them after every 3 months, after every 4 months. Keep on having the activities. Talk, and talk about it. In order to stop child sexual abuse, we need to start talking about it. Very important. Talk, and talk. And ask the child to share all these things with the parent also. कि घर जाके बताएंगे carry home messages क्या हैं. Teaching children body safety, use a story or a tool to begin the conversation. On internet, so many things are available these days. You can make a character like Gulu, you can make a character like Payal, you can make any of the character with the doll, that this is Dolly, these are her soft organs, private parts. So she's taking the bath and she need to cover this part, and then she's changing her clothes. You can do n number of activities with children. You can teach children the correct terms of their body parts. I underline from the very beginning, teach children the correct terms of their body parts, rather than shame, rather than whore, rather than susu, rather than nothing, going to the thighs, feet, nothing. No, they have the right. Ask your child about the questions. Keep on talking to them that what would you do if somebody touched you or on your private parts. Ask them what will they do, so that they should rectify this thing ki I will yell, I will talk to an expert. If somebody is they are in the mall or outside, if somebody is in the police dress, or any gentleman or a lady, they can go to him or her and talk to them. So why is important to tell them no secret zone? This is a no secret zone. Tell them that while dining, when we are sitting together and when we are eating our food, we need to talk certain things, and tell them the families dine together, live together. In this way, the child will have the practice of eating the food with the mother and the father, and they'll have a bond. They will develop a bond and walk and talk. Let
Praveen sir, can you mute yourself? I
Yes,
guess
ma'am.
no. I was asking you to mute yourself. I guess ma'am has moved out of the meeting.
I'm really sorry, because of the power cut, I was offline.
Ah, okay.
So likewise, you all can have a questionnaire and talk to children. Raise your child with the basic body safety and house rules. You can have certain rules in the house. Paste them on child's almirah. Keep on talking about it. So, and tell them that where to draw a line, where to stop, and what to do. Do's, don'ts. Keep on talking about it. Once again, the things that saying no is important. My safety network is important for a child. What are my private parts? Red alert areas are important. What are my rules is important. Knowing about the good and the bad touch is important. And secrets are to be shared with the parents. Let's talk about it. That comfort zone, that bond is to be developed so that the child can talk about it. Create a safety network, as in the very beginning I shared that, so that the child feels safe, comfortable. If something happens, god forgive, child is able to share those things with you. See, every child is safe everywhere, but no child is safe anywhere. Good and bad touch at the very early age. Please tell them. They themselves can analyze, differentiate. So never leave your child with any of your family members unless you trust them completely. My request. So these days, otherwise, we all are safe that we do have the cameras, but please use your mind before doing all this. So firm no means no. Let's collectively fight against it and contribute to make our children safe by teaching them. What we all need is to be alert. Use your mind. Tell them you are an intelligent human being. Use your mind. Your mind can tell you what is good, what is bad. How safe are you? You can get those vibes. From the very beginning, teach your child. Take the sensible precautions with, who has the access to your child. If somebody else is coming to the school and picking up the child, I'm sure you all are teachers and know the rules and regulations. Ask the parents to give a phone call or to give a letter, or even they can have a safety code. If somebody else is coming to pick up a child from the school in case of emergency, ask the parent to have a safety code which is unique. Only the parent and the child knows. Even the school doesn't know. So let the children learn from the very beginning कि घर में कोई भी emergency हुई तो मेरा एक safety code है. Maybe वो उनके घर का number है, उनका कोई phone number है, कोई birthday digit है, anything. So making a safety code with one family, like all the family members should know, only the 4 or 5 of the immediate family members should know that safety code is important. So safety code, if in case of emergency, can be used. The guidelines from POCSO, I can share the presentation. It is, eligible for the children who are 18 and above. So the offense, like the punishments also. No means no. Okay, coming to the next topic, I will like to discuss with all of you about adolescence. You all might have heard about the term adolescence. So, can anyone tell me who are adolescents? Anyone? Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And so let's talk about adolescence. Adolescent education quickly I would like to give you, because I'm sure you are dealing with the children who are the adolescents also, who have attained puberty. So you might be handling many issues like physical, mental, emotional, psychological. So it's really required to talk about it. So I've merged the presentation. That is how. The second thing is adolescent education. So who are adolescents in your perspective, ma'am? Sir, कौन है adolescent?
Ma'am, they are children in between age group of 13 to 18 or 17. They are not child, but they are not even adult. In between, I mean.
Very good answer. Very good answer. एक बच्चा जो ना बच्चा है ना adult है. A child who is neither an adult nor a child is an adolescent. कभी उसको कह दिया जाता है तुम चुप बैठो, तुम अभी बच्चे हो. कभी उसको कहा जाता है तुम्हें इतना पता, तुम्हें इतनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का नहीं पता, तुम अब बड़े हो गए हो. He himself is confused कि whether he is a child or an adult. This stage is an adolescent stage. छोटे हो बड़े हो उसको नहीं पता. So we need to educate them. That is how the name of the program, adolescent education program. So what we can think is, educating about puberty. So there's a big but. I like to say, but the puberty. When the child is going towards adolescence, we only need not to tell them about puberty. We need to tell them about other things also. Can anyone name? Like when a child is, going towards adolescence or puberty, we always keep singing about adolescent education, puberty, menstruation. Yes, very important topic. As a doctor, I understand, very important topic. But can anyone tell me what are the other things we really need to touch with the child at this particular age? I will tell you. We need to teach a
Maybe
child.
being sensitive towards the other genders, being respectable to and adaptive to all age groups and all genders,
Very important.
especially when it comes to school, like understanding the difference between the old and the young, the teacher and the student, like all these things should also be talked about.
Very good answer, ma'am. I'm really happy to hear this, that you all know, and I really appreciate. So, not only about the adolescence, child should know completely about puberty. One, the body changes he or she is facing. Two, the mental, emotional, psychological changes he or she is facing. Fourth, the gender sensitivity. The child should respect the other gender. It's no gender is superior, no gender is inferior. है ना? घरों में कई बार ये प्रैक्टिसेस होती हैं, वो मम्मी कहती है मैं ही हूँ जिसने इतने साल निकाल दिए, कोई और होती तो कब की चली जाती है ना. फादर सेज मेरा मुंह मत खुलवाओ. मतलब बच्चे जनरली बड़े होते हैं इन बातों को सुनते हुए, और कहीं कहीं वो जेंडर बायस्ड हो जाते हैं. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, teach them gender equality and let them teach them about gender sensitivity and tell them no gender is inferior, no gender is superior, both are equal, but we need to respect the other gender. जितना हम अपने जेंडर को रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं उतना ही हम दूसरे जेंडर को रिस्पेक्ट करेंगे. देन सी द डिफरेंस हाउ द चाइल्ड इज. The other topics, this was the one thing which is under adolescence education program, but the other topics, dear sir and ma'am, I would like to underline. When a child is going towards adolescence on puberty, we need to teach life skills. Very important. We need to teach them understanding adolescence. We need to teach them psychological disorders. We need to teach them emotional and mental changes. You never know how, what he or she is going through. The world has changed. We were different, they are different. So life skills very important. Otherwise also बच्चे को जीने के लिए लाइफ स्किल्स तो सिखानी ही सिखानी है, एंड दिस इज द राइट एज जब हम इस बारे में बात करते हैं.
मैम स्पेशली आई जस्ट इंटरवीन, कई जगहों पे ऐसा महसूस होता है कि बच्चे को एक्सप्रेस करने की आज़ादी अगर घर में हो, कि वो एज यू मेंशन्ड इन द beginning कि बच्चा छुपाता है and saying that it's a secret. I mean, this kind of a line should not be drawn between the parent or the children. They should be open to talk about anything and everything.
वो बॉन्ड घर में बनाना पड़ेगा मैम. वो बॉन्ड वॉक करते हुए बनेगा, वो इकट्ठे बैठ के बनेगा, वो टीवी देखते हुए नहीं बनेगा, वो खाना खाते हुए बनेगा, है ना. एंड देयर इज अ प्रोवर्ब, द फैमिलीज दैट डाइन टुगेदर लिव टुगेदर. सो वो बचपन से ही हमें इनकलकेट करनी पड़ेगी, छोटे होते से वो चीजें डालनी पड़ेंगी बच्चों में. सो अनदर पॉइंट, बहुत अच्छा आपने पॉइंट रेज किया. अनदर थिंग इज लाइफ स्किल्स में एक पूरा का पूरा टॉपिक है जो मैं बच्चों के साथ लिया करती हूँ. लाइफ स्किल में यू विल बी सरप्राइज टू नो मैं क्या क्या बताना चाहती हूँ. हाउ टू लिव जॉयफुली, मिजरेबली नहीं, जॉयफुली. राइट है उसको खुश रहने का, जॉयफुली रहने का. आदत ही पड़ जाती है उसको सराउंडिंग्स में देखते देखते फ्राउन करने की और अनहैप्पी हो जाने की. हाउ टू लिव जॉयफुली. नोइंग मी, मी मीन्स चाइल्ड, नोइंग मी, इंट्रोस्पेक्टिंग मी, मेरे प्लस क्या है, मेरे माइनस क्या है, कौन हूं मैं. knowing myself. It includes my body also, my body parts also. Critical thinking, empathy, decision making, problem solving, है ना. goals, मेरी जिंदगी में गोल्स क्या होंगे, हाउ कैन आई बी असर्टिव रादर देन एग्रेसिव. सो ये सारी चीजें हम लाइफ स्किल्स में बच्चों को सिखाते हैं. जिंदगी जीने का तरीका, जिंदगी कैसे जीनी है, यू नो. टेल देम 2 ways to live this life. सुबह उठते हैं हम, 2 ways. The same morning, getting up, spinning like a wheel, going to the school, वही सब same routine. The second way, thank you God, it's a new inning. मैं इस इनिंग में चौके या छक्के मारूंगी, नया डे है मेरे पास आज, नई अपॉर्चुनिटी. 4 and 6. So 2 ways. So teach them to learn joyfully. Every day is an opportunity. I was taking workshop with a group of schools in Punjab. Let me share a very important thing. One child was sitting at the back and मुझे लग रहा था सो ही रहा है. मैंने उसको चौक मारा और मैंने उसको जैसे एक टेबल पे मैंने कहा, बच्चे ये सब बता रहे हैं, ये डॉक्टर बनेंगे, ये इंजीनियर बनेंगे, ये आईएएस करेंगे, आप क्या करेंगे? He was like this. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था सो ही रहा है. I was surprised to hear the answer of that child that कि मैम ये जो डॉक्टर इंजीनियर्स बनेंगे मैं इनको नौकरी पे रखूंगा. And I was amazed with the answer. That vision the child should have. Think big, dream big, out of the box big. So ये चीजें बच्चों में सिखाना शुरू से is very important. So coming back to the topic, I think I have so much to say on these topics. Life skills, ये सारी चीजें हम उनमें बताएंगे, हम डिसीजन मेकिंग बताएंगे, हम प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग बताते हैं. प्रॉब्लम तो आ गई, सॉल्व कैसे करना है ये उसमें घिरे रहना है. क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, सोशल स्किल्स, एम्पैथी, बीइंग असर्टिव, इंट्रोस्पेक्टिंग, सेटिंग गोल्स इन लाइफ, ओवरऑल हाउ टू लिव joyfully. And very important thing, very important, please underline, teach your child or make your child money wise. Money wise, wise. Make your child money wise from the very beginning. Teach him the difference in demands and needs, कि ज़रूरतें क्या हैं, ख्वाहिशें क्या हैं. So teach him the importance of money and make your child money wise. Very few of people can tell you in the workshops and all. I think this is a very different topic, but I really always underline that teach your children, whether at school or at home, be money wise, right? So another thing, coming back to the topic, when they are reaching adolescence, when they are reaching puberty, we need to teach them life skills. We need to teach them adolescence, in which the puberty and other things come. We need to teach them physiological disorders. We need to teach them emotional and mental changes. Now I will explain these points to you. Emotional and mental changes. मैम, हमारे पास फिजिकल हेल्थ का तो पैरामीटर है कि हमें क्या क्या हो रहा है. क्या हमारे पास किसी मेंटल हेल्थ का पैरामीटर है? कोई थर्मोमीटर है, कोई ब्लड टेस्ट है? ये मेंटल हेल्थ डिटीरियोरेट हो रही है, हमें पता ही नहीं चलता, बच्चे की, बड़ों की, किसी की भी नहीं. सो वी नीड टू टेक केयर ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगनिंग. प्लीज मेक योर चाइल्ड इमोशनली स्टेबल. IQ से ज्यादा EQ इंपॉर्टेंट है. इंटेलिजेंस कोशेंट से ज्यादा इमोशनल कोशेंट इंपॉर्टेंट है. बच्चे को अपने इमोशंस संभालने आने चाहिए. विनर है वो, चाहे वो कम पड़ गया, चाहे उसके कम नंबर आ गए, चाहे उसने कम पैसे कमा लिए, अगर वो इमोशनली स्टेबल है. EQ, आई रिपीट, मेंटली स्टेबल, इंटेलिजेंस कोशेंट, EQ अबव IQ. तो बच्चे को मेंटल फर्स्ट एड सिखाइए. हम उनको वैसे फर्स्ट एड सिखाते हैं, उसको मेंटल फर्स्ट एड सिखाइए कि जरा सी कोई इंजरी मेंटल लेवल पे हुई तो उसको फर्स्ट एड कैसे लगानी है, उसको बैंडेड कैसे लगानी है, और आगे कैसे चलना है, इमोशनली स्टेबल कैसे होना है, और हाउ हैप्पी और जॉयफुल द चाइल्ड लिव इज इन द लाइफ. We need to teach them from the very grassroots level. हमें शायद ये चीजें किसी और एंगल से सिखाई गई थी, बट ये चीजें, I repeat before moving on to the next slide, life skills, how to live joyfully, being assertive, critical thinking, empathy, decision making, problem solving, making a child money wise, right? And how a child can live joyfully, how emotionally stable the child is, and what is the criteria of his mental health, where we can rate his mental health. Please teach your children. And when we talk about going to the adolescence, or when we talk about the puberty, I would like to emphasize that when you are taking a class of girls and boys, you ask one question. I will ask you, what makes you let me ask the female teachers, ma'am, what makes you different from males? What makes you different from boys? Ask them this question when you are teaching puberty, when you are teaching adolescence to them. I have a shorter period of time. Let me answer. Two things make them different from the other gender. One, genital organs. Name. बताओ उनको, specify करिए. Genital organs, to hormones. Tell them about female and male sex hormones. उनको उस टर्म से एक्वेंट कराइए. Estrogen, progesterone, oxytocin, बताइए उनको. Right? So two things make a person different from the other gender: genital organs, their hormones. So tell them. जरूर बताइए इनके बारे में. Quickly, I will go through the presentation. Who is an adolescent? You all know it's a transition stage when a child is neither a child nor an adult, right? A phase which involves when the secondary sexual characters come, the mental process is different. It's a transition phase. The AEP, adolescent education, aims to support young people in all these areas. I can share the presentation if you all want. Then from childhood to adolescence, what I told you: introduction to life skills, understanding adolescence, psychological changes, emotional and mental changes, life skills, self-awareness, problem solving, decision making, critical thinking, managing emotions, coping with the environment. ये सब चीजें सिखानी है. Understanding adolescence, talking about it, the developmental milestones at every age. We need to tell them about the hormones, the chemicals, the hormones which are present in the male body, which are present in the female body. You know, they all have the right to know about it. Even in the foreign countries, why there is no rape, why there is no sexual assault? Why? Because they give them the right education, even the sex education. What changes take place in a child when a child is, going towards puberty? Physiological changes. We can talk about the menstrual cycle at length with a girl, and we can always talk about puberty with the boys also. I'm many a times I'm surprised we take the workshop for girls, but we leave the boys aside. Why? They do have the right. Why can't we talk with boys? Why can't we teach them about puberty? Why can't about the secondary sexual characters and the nightmares and all those things happening with them? So even you can make a cell where they can put their question and you can address them, you can give them the answers, or you can have a special cell where they can talk their heart out, where you can tell them. You can have a separate session for boys. Any male doctor, any male teacher can take the session for the boys and simultaneously for the girls. So this is all about the menstrual cycle about girls extensively. I have made the program. Then in the last, after telling them about their body, tell them, to take care of this body by eating right. Very important. इसी बॉडी में हमने सालों साल रहना है. From the very beginning, tell them कि 3 ग्राम से ज्यादा अगर पूरे दिन में नमक चला गया, so they are going towards hypertension, and hypertension and diabetes are brother and sister. एक आया दूसरी आएगी. From the very beginning, teach them to take care of their HbA1c, of their sugar levels. ओरियो बिस्किट में कितना शुगर है, कोल्ड ड्रिंक में कितना शुगर है, उनको बताइए. सो इस तरीके से एडोलसेंस प्यूबर्टी से ले जाते हुए उनकी अपनी बॉडी की तरफ, उनके खान पान की तरफ, उनके आहार विहार की तरफ, उनकी एक्टिविटीज की तरफ उनको ले जाते हुए समझाइए दैट ईटिंग राइट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड देन talking about yoga, physical activity, which is very important even for their physical health, for their mental health. If we want to be healthy, happy and joyful, we need to take care of our physical as well as mental health. For mental health, go to the park, see the sunrise and the sunset, check your plate, what all are you eating, check your thoughts, and involve yourself in any of one activities, may it be yoga, may it be football, basketball, swimming, anything. So teach them from the very beginning that they have to live in this body for years. This is their responsibility to keep it healthy, happy. We forget about the micronutrients. We talk about the macro. कि खाना खा लिया, carbohydrates चाहिए, protein चाहिए, vitamin, ये चीजें चाहिए. We forget about the calcium, we forget about the iron, we forget about the vitamin D and the other micronutrients. Tell them कि जैसे फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायो, इंग्लिश, मैथ सब पढ़ के पास होना है, ऐसे ही हमारी बॉडी को माइक्रो मैक्रो सारे न्यूट्रिएंट्स चाहिए और एक रोल है पूरा का पूरा. सो उनको थोड़ी सी गाइडलाइंस, ये सब चीजें आपके हाथ में उनको समझाना. इफ दे अंडरस्टैंड लाइफ स्किल्स, फिजिकल, मेंटल, इमोशनल, अपने प्यूबर्टी के बारे में, गुड एंड बैड टच, बिलीव मी, they are going to be a superhuman being. Superhuman being. You are raising superhuman beings, जो हमारी next generation है, जो हमारे इंडिया का भविष्य है. So we need to teach them, we need to guide them. This is all what I have to say in my 1 hour presentation today. I have blended and touched many topics. I hope you have the carry home messages and you have enjoyed the session and it was informative. So thank you so much. If anybody has a query, you can have my phone number, you can ping me up, or you can have my email ID. So thank you so very much. Any question?
Ma'am, myself, Vanita Rajpurohit from Bhavans, Pratapnagar, Jaipur. So, students and generally children of all ages, they are highly individualistic now, and we should respect their individuality. We should give importance to them while decision making, everything said and done. But they do not want to accept advices, like they are like discussing about their food, discussing about exercising. So how to make them accept?
सी, अगर डायरेक्टली वो एडवाइस एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते तो इनडायरेक्टली दिलवाई जाती है. यू ऑल कैन हैव अ पैनल डिस्कशन, ठीक है, अबाउट द फिजिकल. यू कैन डिवाइड दिस पैनल डिस्कशन अमंगस्ट फिजिकल एंड मेंटल इश्यूज. फिजिकल जैसे खाना पीना, नमक के बारे में, जो वो डेली इनटेक कर रहे हैं या वो कहाँ जा रहे हैं, वाई हमारी जो फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स उनके साथ शेयर करने पड़ेंगे कि हमारा इंडिया जो है वो बिगेस्ट है जो डायबिटीज को ले रहा है. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारा खान पान ऐसा है, या हम आजकल सेडेंट्री लाइफस्टाइल के साथ हैं. सो एक पैनल डिस्कशन के रूप में उनको ये चीजें दिखाइए, उनके क्वेश्चंस को आंसर करिए, कलेक्टिवली उनको समझाइए, जो आप ना समझा के, फ्रंट फेस ना समझा के, या एक मदर ना समझा के, एक टीचर ना समझा के, एक आउटसाइडर समझाने आया है. सो अगर डायरेक्टली वो नहीं समझ रहे हैं तो हम इनडायरेक्टली उनको समझा सकते हैं, एक अवेयरनेस दे सकते हैं फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स के साथ, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ प्रेजेंटेशन, जिसमें हम उनको दिखा रहे हैं, लाइव दिखा रहे हैं. सो इस तरीके से वो समझेंगे. और दे कैन बी फ्रेंडली विद देयर पीयर ग्रुप, या अगर हमारी एज के लोगों से वो बात नहीं करना चाहते, सो यू कैन कैच द यूथ, जो आपके स्कूल के एक्स स्टूडेंट्स हैं. आई एम श्योर आपका एक ग्रुप बना हुआ होगा, आप अपने उन एक्स स्टूडेंट्स की हेल्प लीजिए. आई एम श्योर उनकी बात वो बहुत अच्छे से सुनेंगे. आप ये करके देखिए, देयर विल बी अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, बिकॉज आई हैव यू नो विद माय एक्सपीरियंस आई हैव सीन ऑल दीज थिंग्स. बच्चे हमारी अगर कम सुनेंगे तो बाहर से कोई सुनाने आएगा, एक रिसोर्स पर्सन सुनेंगे, और अगर उनकी भी कम सुनेंगे, अपने सीनियर्स की जिनसे थोड़ा सा एज गैप है उनकी सुनेंगे. सो यू कैन हैव अ पैनल डिस्कशन जिसमें आप ये सब उनको एड्रेस करेंगे in the form of presentations, in the form of facts and figures. Tell them and ask them to check their plate. You know, we have to engage them, we have to break that ice, and you know, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा वो हैमर करना पड़ेगा. तरीके डिफरेंट हो सकते हैं, बट हो जाएगा.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
My pleasure.
Do we have more questions? I guess not. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Deepa Puri, for such an enlightening and insightful session, for sharing this valuable knowledge and practical strategies. This knowledge will definitely enable us to better support and protect our adolescents by equipping them with tools they need to navigate this critical stage safely and confidently.
I am sure.
Sir, if you have any insights to share. Dr.
No, it's okay. Just pay my regards and thanks to Dr. Deepa. It was a wonderful session. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, my
But
pleasure.
still a lot of questions are there, a lot of unanswered questions are there, because it is one topic where it's something very interesting. I mean, you can see everything on the TV, but you cannot talk with your children. They are showing these ads relating to MC, that sanitary pads. But we hesitate to talk about this to our children. there's something very interesting.
Sir, I think we really need to talk. They have the right to get the right information, maybe not directly, indirectly. Like if the child is hesitant or you are hesitant to address the child about MC, then you can have a program with the child. You can give any presentation to the child. You can address this in the other form. Maybe someone else can talk to the child, if not directly you. So we can take the other person's help and can address the child.
That is because it is the program for the coordinators. I request all the coordinators. It is a very sensitive issue. So take care of this. And there is one more problem that I'm looking to, that children are getting puberty at a very early age. Puberty,
Yes.
age of puberty is decreasing. And physically they seems to be very mature, but mentally their status is not so mature. So this sort of unequilibrium you have to solve. You have to take the consultation of the doctors for this, that how to deal such type of problems, because they don't know what is happening to their body, but somebody is involved in that. So we have to take care of this also. So such type of problems are there, better than me. But this is one thing that is to be attended seriously.
Yeah.
Because we cannot wait that something will happen and then we'll see. So it is before anything else happens, you should jump into and see what is happening and take care of this. Thank you, Dr. Deepa. Beautifully, you explained different concepts. Wonderful session.
Thank you. Looking forward. Thank you so much.
I would now like to request Dr. Praveen Sharma to extend a formal vote of thanks to ma'am.
Namaskar, everyone. Respected Dr. A.K. Sharma, sir, who always encourages us and impart knowledge through education. Esteemed speaker and faculty members. On behalf of the Dr. Praveen Sharma, I stand before you today to extend a heartfelt vote to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Deepa Puri, ma'am, for delivering such an enlightening and thought-provoking lecture on safety and security issues faced by adolescents, particularly concerning sexual offenses. Ma'am has understood the critical need for comprehensive sexual education to inform our youngsters about their bodies, their importance of consent, and how to recognize the inappropriate behavior. And we also thought that today, the rapidly evolving the world, the topic of safety and security is more critical than ever, especially as it pertains to our younger generations. Ma'am, your insight into the multifaceted challenges that adolescents face, from stranger safety, threats to physical safety concerns, have been both open and immensely valuable. Ma'am, your comprehensive approach to addressing these issues, blending current statistics with real-world examples, and have provided us with a clear understanding of the complexity and urgency of these changes. I want to keep two more important points. Your emphasis on the importance of education as a tool for these risks was particularly inspiring. It is through such informed and proactive measures and that we can hope to create a safer and more secure environment for our youth. I would like to extend our gratitude for the practical solution and strategies you shared, your guidance and fostering safe online practices, enhancing school security measures, and promoting mental health awareness among the adolescents will undoubtedly have a lasting impact on all of us today. These are actionable steps and that we can take back to our respective communities and implement to effect positive changes. Thank you to all for your attention and engagement during the lecture. Your presence here signifies a collective commitment to deal with these pressing issues and working towards a safer future for all. Thank you once again to ma'am and the mentors as well as and Dr. A.K. Sharma, sir. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So as we conclude today's sessions, let us end it with Shanti Path. It is a prayer that signifies our wish for peace and harmony in every part of life. So let us say it together for peace. I guess there is some problem with the sound. Ruchi ma'am, can you take care of the sound?
Okay, no problem. Should I decide?
Sorry, sir, what did you say?
Om Dyo Shanti Antariksha Shanti Prathavi Shanti Rapa Shanti Roshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishve Deva Shanti Brahm Shanti Sarva Brahm Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Kama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti, 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 Om.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to tell the attendings that attendance link has been shared in the chat box for your convenience. Kindly fill your attendance. So thank you all and have a wonderful day ahead. With this, we come to an end of this today's session. So see you back tomorrow.
Deepa ma'am, you can stop recording now.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.